be. But good stuff, man. Anyway, good afternoon. WA3 VJB, KB1 VWC, KD2 BRM, over.
Yeah, that Yukon Jack has been making you forget a few things, I'll bet.
That's exactly what I was about to say, Paul.
Yeah, you know, it's funny, Paul, you say that. I should not promote this over the air, but I had my children. I will not disclose their ages. You all are aware of it. I'm like, I have one of those little, like, red stirrer, like, straw things, you know, that you get, like, at a cafe or a bar. And I'm like, just take a little teeny-weeny sip. I'm like, this tastes like nail polish remover with, like, a spray of, you know, lemon pledge. So, needless to say, neither child liked it. Like, I don't know how the heck you drink that, Dad.
And they're going to call social services on you.
In New York? Oh, my God.
That's all right. Remember one thing, Paul. Social services takes the children away. I will still sleep in my bed. They're going to be in the cots with the illegal immigrants. Over.
Yeah, but they're going to be in a fine hotel in Manhattan someplace.
Yeah, probably the Four Seasons. They'll go up to the bar. They'll be, would you like a shot of Yukon Jack, ma'am?
Exactly. What was it, Monster Ale?
Oh, man.
Tell you what.
I was not expecting to be on the radio today, but I did enjoy most of the weather this weekend. And with the texting, it was like, you know what? I got about an hour or so before I got to wind down and get ready to go back to the salt mine there. So good to catch up with both you cats out there this afternoon.
Yeah, I forgot you were off all this week. You haven't been on the radio through that at all. I guess the weather's been too nice, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I was working some doubles during the week, but the weekend was just too nice. So today we were out there cutting grass and picking up leaves and, you know, doing all the white man chores out there. But yeah, no, crazy weather for. It must be even better by you, Paul. It's like 72 right now. I'm sure out there on the coast, it's probably a little chillier in East Falmouth. But man, this is like some crazy nice weather for October.
Yeah, it was high 60s here today, but the southwest wind picked up as predicted, so and the water temp is now 59, so, you know, instant air conditioning, if you know what I mean, but yeah.
Yeah, I think the bay's down to 68.
Spectacular fall weather. Not going to complain at all.
We're supposed to see 80 on Wednesday, so I have not yet winterized the boat. And I think we're going to get one more trip before we take it to the shop to do so. Bay water temperatures around 68, 69. It must have gotten up in the upper 70s here, Ernie. I didn't look at the recorded reading on the weather window that I call it. Anyway, it's a little LCD thing from, who is it, Lacrosse Technology or what? Anyway, it holds the high for the day until midnight, and then it resets. I'll walk in there and look right now while you talk. WA3 VJB.
Jeez, Chesapeake Bay, come on, man. You should be in there through Thanksgiving, early December. You could have the Christmas tree on the boat parading it around.
Yeah, it was real nice. This morning I was out back, or as the Canadians would say, outback. Or I guess maybe even the Australians would say it kind of similarly. But anyway, yeah, it was the cats got me up early this morning because they were hungry, and the moon was not quite full, but mostly full, and I fed them at, like, I don't know, 4:45 this morning, and I'm like, ooh, I have some nice Hal's vanilla seltzer out in the cooler. So I'm like, let me go out there and get a little refreshing beverage there while the cats are snacking on their morning chow. And I pop open the back door, and it's like somebody's got like a mag light on me. from outer space. The moon was like mostly full, crystal clear sky. I was able to actually walk in my underwear. Not that I want you guys to visualize that, but I was in my Fruit of the Loom boxer briefs, barefoot, on the patio block, popping open the cooler, getting out a Hal's vanilla seltzer. And it was, everything was like totally visible. So weather wasn't too chilly, a little nipply, but yeah, it was a really, really beautiful morning, a couple hours before the sun came up. But man, yeah, it's like 72 right now. I cut the grass, I did some raking of the leaves, and I did a little bit of early fall cleanup, which I like to do regularly, every couple of weeks. Not like the gigantic cleanup at the end. But man, weather's been beautiful. It's been a little too dry, unfortunately. But I gotta actually water the mums and crap out front. But I gotta be careful of wildfires and crap like that, which you guys too with the brush, depending where you live. But yeah, man, good stuff. I think Rich fixed his hard line. He never really sent a picture, but he sent a text yesterday that all was well. So maybe we'll hear from him, maybe not. But all good stuff. WA3 VJB, KB1 VWC, and all other sandbaggers. KD2 BRM over.
Yeah, I was supposed to get the leaf blower out today and do that once. We've had some pretty good leaf fall so far already. We've got a gravel driveway, and at night, as the sun sets earlier, with the dark leaves on the driveway, you can't actually see the edges, and the trees are pretty close to the edge. And if you use a backup camera like on Pam's car. What's that?
After too many Brooklyn stouts, you can't find the edges of the driveway.
No. No. So anyway, I was supposed to blow the driveway's leaves down today, and I just didn't get around to it. Took a nice hike with the dogs. Must have been about an hour, a couple of miles. Told you guys about bringing back my dad's old camera, 1961 Pentax. I've been using it pretty heavily here over the summer. And, you talk about the swizzle stick worth of Yukon Jack, Ernie, and the kids. There are snapshots of me in my crib at Sligo Creek State Park, a nice little park in Montgomery County, Maryland, just outside of D.C. when we used to live in Silver Spring. Oh, I'm probably like a year old, maybe a 2-year-old. And some adult off screen has handed me a bottle of Old German, which is a Cumberland beer. My dad used to love this stuff. It was 99 cents a six-pack throughout the early 60s. And he must have handed me this bottle. I will presume it was empty because it's tipped up pretty high. I got both hands on that thing, and he clicks the shutter on the very same camera that I today am taking pictures with. And I liked it.
Get off my lawn.
Ah, this is the old crusty character from Milford. Oh yeah, that's good stuff, Paul. Listen, whether or not it was empty prior or after, that's great. The fact you got the same camera, that's good. Those are memories that live on. Awesome sauce. Oh man, Richaroni, long time no speak. Hope all is well. Got your hard line repaired, I think. I don't know how many feet. You had like 17 feed lines in that picture. So, I don't know. Maybe there was an ABC switch or something. But good day, Richaroni, in the group. KD2 BRM over.
I'm going to bet it was a neoprene seal in one of those C connectors.
I don't get it.
Oh boy, I think I'll just sign right now.
Okay,
Don't
fine.
do that, Richie. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I found the fault. You know what it was? It was C connectors are like grown-up BNC connectors with the bayonet lock. Well, one of the splices, which was wrapped in tape and covered with coax seal and then enclosed in the PVC container had become unlocked and slipped out and caused an open. And it was the third splice that I dug up that I found it. It took 2.5 days to find it, and then 2 hours to fix it.
Well, at least you fixed it, and you know, makes me a little bit more happy about my slightly ghetto cookie cutter piece of property, you know, with one piece of coax going out to the Johnson kilowatt box in the weather enclosure, because if there's a problem, if I don't see it, I know exactly where it goes. But I'm glad you got that going. And Paul, you hit the nail on the head with the C connector. Or you know what? I'm not even going to say what I was going to say. It was going to be a reference to the female anatomy, but I'm just going to leave it B. B for the C. Over.
Well, what I was going to suggest after suspecting the C connector in the first place, because those things, you know, that's why the military discontinued them, is that they're no good. Is some very talented squirrels you might have there, Rich. Very talented squirrels that are able to actually unscrew that thing, take it out of the PVC box, and stand there and laugh while you get into the underbrush.
Yeah, I don't think that's the way it happened. I think 20 years ago, after I connected the C connectors together, and then I started wrapping it in electrical tape, I may have wrapped it the wrong way and actually unlocked the C connector, and it took 20 years to back out 1/8 of an inch.
You know, that could be. That's funny. Well, that's not a bad mean time between failures now, is it?
Righty tighty, lefty loosey, Rich. Thank God you weren't writing my prescriptions.
Well, let's see. Next time that happens, I'll be out crawling on my hands and knees, and I'll be, 95 years old.
I'll just bring the shovel and the lime. This way, when you collapse, I'll just bury you right where you collapsed. Over.
Yeah, bury me with my C connectors.
Trust that you
maybe some
reuse
pickle
the coax
beets.
seal, right?
Actually, Paul, I think they're good up to something like 5 gigs, aren't they?
They really are. I had trusted ends for many years just because it's a fine thread. It takes a lot to unscrew it, but I like the oversized PNC. I've got one of those on the back of my plate supply for the home brew rig. It's a good high voltage connector as well. WA3 VJB.
You know, you could have hooked an oscillator to it, Richaroni, and put a scope on the output of the oscillator and looked for the dip, and that would have told you how many feet away it was.
Or I could have taken my brand new VNA and found it.
Yeah, you could have done that too, you know, instead of digging up everything.
Yeah, does that have a sniffer where you can walk along?
Maybe the Hysterical Society will get after you for disturbing Native American bones there in Milford.
You know, I had to dig through 4 inches of mulch to get to the little PVC box.
Yeah, I was wondering how far down it was when you were talking about how layered the first 2 connectors were.
Yeah, this one was down about 4 inches. And I only found it by measuring 80 feet from the last connection. And then I started digging.
I'm surprised you don't have flags, Rich, where all your junctions are.
I don't have what, Ernie?
I said I'm surprised you didn't put like little flags or something in the soil at your junction points.
Well, 20 years ago he probably did.
That was a good double. What?
They would have lasted about a year. There's all sorts of deer and water buffalo and everything else running along that pathway there.
All right, well, you could have also spiked in a piece of rebar, you know, like 4-foot piece of rebar, and spray painted it bright orange, and, you know, other than aliens coming in, you'd have known where the junction points were.
Come on, Ernie, this is ham radio.
Yeah. Okay.
Besides, can you imagine if a white-tailed deer nicked its leg on one of those pieces of rebar sticking out? He'd be all over the internet, Facebook, everywhere.
I just prayed
Tetanus.
for a brush fire back there.
Why's that? You're worried about the wires?
I'm worried about firemen being decapitated.
I sent you a picture of the kind of labeling I use for my underground wire.
Stuff.
Rich, you could have just put one of the Halloween scarecrows back there, you know? They would have thought it was you.
Well, I have a cardboard cutout of you back there. That'll do it.
Well, now you can if you freeze one of the shots of me behind the drums. Yeah, man, that'll scare all the wildlife away.
You know, I am preparing.
You name it.
I am preparing
Shot that was taken from the,
a distribution shot.
high-mounted camera of you drinking your vanilla, whatever it was,
Getting
under the
strapped
moon
up.
sky at 4:45 a.m.
Did I strap Steve?
Nope.
Oh my God, that was like a triple.
He's too close to K1VL.
Okay.
You're not strapping me, Paul. Don't even try.
I heard something about whatever. I don't even know what the hell it was. I heard 3 conversations at once, so everybody's like right on frequency.
Well, no one's going to talk, right? Okay. Let me see. All right. I said I want the video from your neighbor's high-mounted camera of you sucking down your vanilla, whatever it was, under the moon sky this morning in your skivvies.
Everything showing.
I heard that one. Yeah, I'll have to talk to them.
You're lucky it's not hunting season.
Yeah, he wasn't wearing orange, right?
No orange in the morning.
Well, you also said that everything was showing, so you have to wonder.
You know, I thought the same thing, Paul.
No, we pick up on this stuff with this guy. What I had said, and you completely strapped me, but I said that I am preparing a still frame grab from that video his wife took, and we're going to distribute that of Ernie on drums.
Maybe we can hack his QRZ account and put that up as the main picture, you know?
Ooh, yeah.
Was that your wife who winked and smiled?
She was the one on the piano. I feel like my friend really didn't pan to her too often. But my wife was the one playing the piano. My daughter was the one sitting in the chair looking miserable. So, Paul, I missed your comment about my profile picture. What were you saying about that?
Well, I grabbed a screen grab off that video that your friend had taken in that video. And we're preparing a picture for distribution of you on drums. It's a good portrayal.
Oh, okay, okay, very good. Yeah. I was actually quite impressed with how well the audio came out. You know, I think the YouTube video, like pixels were better than going through text. But I was quite impressed listening on the computer here at the house with the subwoofer and whatnot. I was quite impressed with how good the audio came across coming from like a telephone. You know, I mean, it wasn't like Led Zeppelin-esque quality, but you know, all in all, you know, not going through a mixer, I thought it was a fairly even combination of goods going through there. You're more the audio guy there, Paul. I'm curious what you thought of it.
That's why I wanted to listen to it on the full-size computer instead of the smartphone. I could tell the audio was pretty clear, You see these things on YouTube, people who go to concerts and they hold their smartphone up for, the next hour and a half of whatever the act is playing, and it sounds horrible. There's all this peak distortion and people screaming in front of the smartphone who's doing the recording, and no, yours was pretty clean. And that was a pretty tight room, which is tough to get decent audio on. I don't know what kind of house audio you're running there, but somebody's got a good front of hall mix.
Ernie, you looked very bored sitting there playing the drums. You got to do more gesticulation, more bebopping.
Tossing the stick and catching it.
Yeah, well, well, the songs that we were playing were not very exciting, but no, Paul, that was literally my friend Caroline's iPhone recording everything. So that was a raw recording purely from a cell phone. There was no mixing or whatnot. She recorded that raw. She was able to send it to me via email without any compression, other than whatever the heck the iPhone does to it. But that's about as naked and raw of a recording you're going to get. Literally from a telephone. So I could not believe the quality, because she sent me some stuff through text, and it was pretty bad. It was very compressed. I didn't really care about the video quality being blurry or whatnot, but the audio had that like that weird electronic reverb that goes on when it's too compressed. I think you guys probably know what I'm talking about. But once he sent it to me via the email, the video was pretty good. And then you helped me, Paul. Thank you, which, by the way, I didn't thank you, I don't think, which had to upload it to an untitled thing and then send a link. So that was literally just an iPhone, maybe 15 or 16. I'm not sure what she was using. But the video and audio was just done from the stupid speaker on the phone. So there was no enhancement or no mixing of any sort. That was purely a raw telephone recording. Over.
KB1 VWC for ID. All I have to say is the magic of the tiny electric condenser microphone.
K1 ETP. Hey, are all your friends as good looking as Carolyn there, Ernie?
I think you saw that. No.
No, he says.
Well, the video showed, it's mostly dudes. So it was Caroline and my wife and my daughter. So I'd say no, Rich.
I love your daughter's expression. That's all.
He's got that practice at a tender age. She's got that, if for the next few years, if she can maintain that kind of insolence, she'll have it going.
Yeah, she likes a lot of the stuff we do. We just haven't played anything that she really likes. So going forward, if there are further videos, I'll be sure to send them to you.
One of the things with iPhone video trying to text stuff is that it will not cross platforms very well. Apple has got it figured out that unless that goes to another iPhone, it reduces the quality to about 25 or 30% of the original. And I'm on an Android, so I said, nah, I'm not going to waste it over here. And yeah, the unlisted, what was the I think that's what they call it. Yeah, unlisted on YouTube is wonderful. If you don't want everybody getting a hold of that and doing stuff like I'm doing with this still photo of you on drums, that's a good status. And plus, you can delete it whenever you want, knowing that only a selected number of people will have watched it.
Don't forget to download it first, Paul.
I did. I both of them, Delilah especially.
There you go. Okay, we have blackmail now.
Yeah, no, you're right, Paul, about the degradation of Android or whatever. But yeah, no, it's all good. I like to look bored when I'm playing drums.
Well, usually the bass players are the ones who really look bored, so.
I like to look bored to show how easy it is to actually do what I'm doing. Because then you see other people really, animated and sweating and making it look, I'm not Buddy Rich, but, You know what I'm saying. KD2 BRM, in case I haven't identified in the
I was
proper
reminded.
time frame. Over.
Yeah, but how can a drummer get bored playing Wipeout?
I wasn't bored. I was just playing it.
Hey, are you ready? I'm going to try one here.
Go for it.
Wipeout.
That's pretty close. We need a little echo.
Then you could do the, what is it, the Trashman, the bird is a word?
I think I hurt myself.
Yeah, you're probably picking something up off the floor. K1 ETP.
Yeah, and then he's going to be with Ernie with the almost full moon at 4:45 a.m. showing all.
My boxers.
In his underwear in the backyard feeding the cats.
Oh,
For eating the pets.
I'm just getting up for my third pee of the night.
You know, age, Richie. That's all I have to say.
Well, just because you don't have a prostate.
No, I think I still have one, right?
After your trout fishing, we're going to call you Freddie Mercury, Steve.
Mercury, iodine. I mean, come on. I got them all covered. And then you got the tuna, you know, from the sushi. So, yeah, we're good.
What happened to the other two that you didn't boat, Steve? They just get away?
You know, Paul, what can I say? They hook themselves. They come flying out of the air. And sometimes it's quite a shock to even myself. What can I say?
You know what?
Okay, so they just unhooked themselves.
There with his waders on, fly fishing for trout in some stream. Nah, I'm with Ernie. He got it at Stop and Shop.
I think the explanation was so the DEC, in case they were following the text, didn't think he actually hooked all three. That was the hunch I had.
It's like fish and game then.
No. You're allowed to keep, at least three. I'm pretty sure at least three. So, no, that was not. I am a meat fisherman. You know, as far as I'm concerned, if you catch it, you should eat it. Just like you with the deer. You don't, like, wing them and then let them run off, right?
No, we do not.
So, yes. As far as I'm concerned, no, it was a complete misstep on my part. You know, part of it is I'm probably used to much larger species of fish where you tend to set the hook a lot harder, and I probably just ripped it right out of their little tiny mouths. What can I say?
Now you sound like QIX.
No. Let me get my pickleball paddle. Hold on.
I'm frankly used to much larger fish, and these little ones just kind of get away. It's okay.
Yes, exactly.
A good-looking dish you made out of it, though. Wow.
Everything is of legal size, so.
That was a good-looking dish you made out of it, though. How was it?
Oh, it was really good. Really good. That's a great way to prepare a nice salmonoid like that.
Make your relay bounce? That was pretty cool.
My foot on the switch. What can I say? I've only had one redemption bourbon too.
So you're playing on your 27.025 rig with the foot switch?
No, I ain't got no mouse to click, Ernie.
Ernie, are you on the wagon today after putting a giant dent in the Yukon Jack?
His kids drank it all.
Define wagon. On the wagon or off the wagon? I gotta go to work tonight in like 5.5 hours, so I don't know your definition of on or off, but we have been partaking in some Fireball and some fresh cider, some Yukon Jack, and some Spaten Munich Oktoberfest. So we're representing all facets of the AM alcoholic diamond.
Yeah. He's ready to mount some 10-ton wheels onto some spindles. He's all ready to go.
Yeah, man, you got all the food groups represented.
48 hours. I'd be in church right now.
You guys just tripled. Oh my God, that was too funny. Well, you know what, Steve? You mentioned tonnage. I'm not really sure what the wheel weight is, but they get pressed onto an axle between 90 and 150 tons. So there you go.
Do you freeze the hub or anything to make things smaller, or you just like, assume that you've given her enough wine and just jam it in?
Yeah, so good question. Everything is temperature sensitive, so it's really tough when you have axles of a certain diameter, because the guys that cut the wheels, they measure the axles and then they set the tolerances based on, what they measure. So if you don't press them within a timely fashion, whether it be summer or winter, things can change. It will increase or decrease tonnage, and it will either become a good press or a bad press. So right now the weather's been okay. So the guys that are measuring the axles, they cut them for about, I think it's about 0.008 of tolerance. So they're actually cutting them 0.008 of an inch smaller than the actual axle. So
WA3 VJB.
When the press puts it on, the heat and the difference in the measurements creates a tonnage, and the wheels are literally just held on by pure tonnage, which is like mind-boggling to people. There's no cotter pin, there's no keyway. It's literally like 120, 130 tons of pressure keeping the wheel on, and they don't fall off. So it's a proven scientific ratio there, but that's what we do. So if we have old wheels that have been cut a while ago, like, we'll have to remeasure them and make sure that everything's good. And if they're too large, then we can't use them. We'll have to cut a new set, or vice versa. If they're too small, we'll have to cut a larger set. So yeah, there's a bit of science to it, even though it's like brute force. But it does it does meet the requirements of that. So that's how it goes. KD2 BRM for identification.
From shrinkage, Steve.
Yes, some shrinkage, exactly. KB1 VWC. You would think they would have, you could put the stupid axle in a freezer, just bring it down to 0 or something, and then the tonnage would be a whole lot less to put the wheel on. But I guess you guys in New York ought to do things.
Well, I guess you could do that, but then when everything expands, it's going to be, over tonnage. So that could possibly cause like stress cracks or something. You'd have to actually check with the FRA, Federal Railroad Administration, and maybe you could put in a request. They've pretty much been doing this for about 150 years. And I think it's been a proven formula, but yeah, we don't really have a walk-in box to do that. So it is pretty amazing how the tolerances have to be so tight, depending on different fleets. Different size axles will have different tolerances depending on their overall diameter, but they're all within a really tight specification. So it is quite interesting. And then you'll get a case where you have a perfectly sized axle and a perfectly sized wheel, and then when it's going to get pressed on, it goes way over tonnage. And what ends up happening is the wheel picks up something in the axle, and it like peels the surface of the axle up like a sardine can. And so if it goes over tonnage, that's no good either, because they assume what we call it as like a ripped axle. and then when you press the wheel off, the axle looks, like a gigantic gash was ripped out of it. So there's a lot more science to it than you would imagine. Over.
No, that's called galling. But yeah, no, it sounds like it's a sacred cow industry, and we shall not slaughter the sacred cow. So if it's been working for that long, we shall keep it that way.
A little surgy lube will do the trick.
Yeah, and then the entire axle and the wheels go in the garbage. So you're looking at like 2,000 pounds of, of steel going in the crapper after that rip happened. So, yeah, it's pretty amazing. You think about all the brute strength and everything, and you don't think of it being that, temperamental. But, you get a wrong pressure and everything goes awry. And next thing you know, you're throwing two wheels and an axle in the crapper, and the scrap guy's making money.
Don't you put a little Yukon Jack all around the rim first to add a little lubrication to it?
No, not me.
Hey, Ernie, was that your line
wheel
that the tree
compound,
fell
it
in
looks
front of?
like like heavy cream, but yeah, no Yukon Jack.
Ernie,
That's
was
pretty
that
cool, though. Very fascinating. I'm always the, of course, backyard mechanic here, as far as I'm concerned. Anything you can shrink, and then the other one, if you can expand it and then stick them together, I'm good with that.
Ernie, I was wondering if that was your line that the tree fell in front of the other day and caused those fatalities.
No, where was that, Paul?
Up your way somewhere, one of the New York lines, some tree fell on the tracks and the driver didn't see it, and they collided with it, killed somebody, at least one person.
No, that was most likely that was probably an Amtrak gig, but no, I hadn't heard of that.
Now, let me see if I can find it. Now, it wasn't a big Amtrak. It looked like a local.
Yeah, the driver was killed.
What line was that, Rich?
I don't know. I just caught a glimpse of it on the news.
Same here. Thought it was, the cause was that the wheel fell off or something.
That's what I heard as well.
Well, if it happens on my day off, I don't really pay attention, but no, I had not heard that story. Over.
I heard that this lot wheels.
Do you guys have to sign off like the airplanes on any maintenance?
Well, the mechanics do. There's old paperwork, referencing the work they did. But after everything's pressed and put on a, they call it a truck, which is the chassis that the wheels go on. After all that's done, then it goes on to a car, and it goes out. So yeah, I guess yes, but within reason.
Yeah, I just wondered because with Boeing and the door that popped off, somebody forgot to sign the repair order or the maintenance or assembly order that said who was supposed to put the plugs in. Hey, my great-grandfather was a stock house manager for the wheels. And I may have told you this knowing your line of work, Ernie, but I've got some handwritten ledgers in the old italic, the dipped pen kind of thing, of him entering wheel numbers of those wheels that had come in and had been trued back up again for reassembly on the Pennsylvania Railroad. I've got some of those hardbound ledgers, speaking of maintenance logs.
So the wheels are serialized, the axles are serialized, the gearboxes are. So anything that we put together has a name and an IBM number, which is our employee number. Probably dates back to the IBM, computer purpose, which is where that comes from. But yeah, so that happens, and then you know, any of the stuff out on the road when it gets inspected. And yeah, the wheel truer, you said a truer. That's a term not many people really understand, but you know, a train could be inspected and have a couple of wheel defects, and it will be noted, and then it goes into a shop with a machine that trues the wheels. And the word true just means that it reforms them into like a brand new state. So if there's like a flat spot, or if there's some defect that's non-compliant with the FRA, Federal Railroad Administration, it will go into the wheel truer, and the operator will set the dies, and it'll spin the wheel, and it'll cut them. And you know, it takes whatever, you know, 1/8 of an inch off the wheel, and they become thinner and thinner. And there's also a scrap measurement, you know, where you can only go so thin. But yeah, they'll cut them to a point that they're good again, and then they'll send them back on the road. So that's really cool that you have that paperwork, Paul. Go ahead.
Yeah, I guess it's a run-out specification, just like on the drums of the back of my grandfather's '64 Buick. They've never been turned. The front had never been turned, and you know, I was getting a little bit of oscillation on the inside of the drum. Drum brakes all around, stopping a 2-ton car before the disc brake was in automotive service. And I remember the lathe that they used to mount the drum on, and it would just carve it true again, make it nice and round, stop smooth. Same thing in reverse for the surface of the wheel, I'm sure, the railroad wheel.
Yeah, it's exactly what they do. You know, they just make the wheel smooth again, take out any concaveness or any flat spots or any thermal cracks, and, you know, they have a certain depth they could cut it to, like a rotor would be a certain thinness or whatever. And yeah, so they get many uses out of the wheels and the rotors, because we do have rotors on the wheels and the train cars as well. But yeah, same concept. So yeah, man, you got it down to a science over there.
Are they cast, or are they drop forged, or do you know?
I don't exactly know what the hell the makeup of the wheels are, but I would have to look into that, Steve. I don't know.
No, I was just curious, that's all. You would think it was probably forged, but it could just be cast as well.
I feel like it's forged, but I don't want to, you know, assume. But from looking at the materials and whatnot, I should probably take a bunch of pictures and send them to you from the shop, just so you get an idea what the hell, you know, I'm talking about here. But I would probably lean towards that, but I'm not 100% sure without getting the you know, MSDS and all that stuff, the sheets on it.
That's okay, but it is definitely a very interesting shop. There's no doubt about that. KB1 VWC for ID, since I missed the Paul underling IDing when other people are talking.
I just do that because the atomic clock tells me to.
MSDS, I haven't heard that term in a long time. We had to have MSDS sheets on hand for every chemical we had in the pharmacy.
You know what's cool about that, Rich, is that if you need to find out some of the proprietary, like even like car wash formula, you know, what's in that? I have something that I use to flush out the boat. It's primarily a soap ingredient, according to the MSDS sheet. And you use it to neutralize the salt water in my raw water-cooled engine. And it's like, okay, what's in this stuff? And they won't tell you. But if you look up the MSDS sheet, you can find out. And it's like, secrets revealed.
Salt away.
Yeah, there's a lot of information on those sheets. Melting point, volatility, etc. And as I recall, how you're supposed to store it, too.
Volatile petrochemicals At what temperature does the stuff start to fume off?
Yeah, we had to keep certain chemicals in a explosion cabinet. It's supposed to be semi-explosion proof. Anything that became explosive when it became a gas, we had to keep inside that explosive cabinet, which was kept inside the narcotics box.
Is that where the Yukon Jack got stored?
Now that was in the third drawer of my desk.
Gotcha.
It's where the the keyboard tray was.
Did he have a...
Speaking of happy hour.
Did he have a little capillary trail, do you think, that he could just kind of suck it down when he wanted to?
Hey, listen. With the variety of pills I had access to, who needed stinking Yukon Jack?
That's true. That is true. Oh, man, I'm looking at the clock. It's 5:25 according to the computer. I got to get my ass cheeks out of here. But good running into you guys. Unfortunately, you three will not have to go to work tonight. Well, not unfortunately. It's unfortunate for me. So you guys have a great night, man. Good to run into all of you. I got to get my beans out of here and get ready for work. So maybe catch up with you later in the week. But always a pleasure. WA3 VJB, K1 ETP, and KB1 VW. I say W. VWC. KD2 BRM. I got to get my ass out of here. You guys have a good night. 73. Good chatting. Over.
Hey, Ernie.
Yeah?
Every night is Friday night. Every day is Saturday.
I know, you OM.
Have a
So
good
we
night.
can
I'm going to get out
wander
of
through
here,
the
too.
forest looking for
Gotta
breaks
see
in
what,
his hard-on line.
Actually, I gotta go up and have a glass of wine with the ex-whale and decide what we're gonna do with this. K1 ETP, good hearing you guys again. I guess this is the official kickoff of the radio season, 2024-25. So make sure everybody's here at the same time tomorrow. K1 ETP.
7-3's Richie Roney. How's Maureen feeling anyway?
Oh, it's a slow process.
The
Still mad at you for drinking all our white
didn't
wine.
help.
That was a double, and Paul gave you a run for your money, Steve.
Oh, Jesus. All right, I'm selling it all.
Maureen feels with her hands.
I asked the retail therapy did not help her out on the Cape.
Oh, she came home with arms full of stuff.
That's good, that's good. Glad to keep the local economy moving down here.
Yeah, they went all the way out to Dennisport, I think.
Yeah, they were mid-Cape. I mean, what kind of people are they?
I think they ran out of money by the time they got to Dennisport.
Yeah, I was going to wonder whether she was feeling bad that you drank all her wine. That's what I doubled with Steve on. Yeah, it's happy hour. I'm going to go inside also. And thanks for the call up. Good to check out the band here, make sure it all works. Catch up with you guys a little bit. Everybody sounded good. And check you later. Keep that boat running, Steve. That keeps me inspired. I might get out Wednesday, like I said. I'll take a picture or two from the water. KB1 VWC, K1 ETP, KD2 BRM having signed, WA3 VJB Annapolis on the Chesapeake Bay. See you later.